Good news, deal's about to happen. Inside report say tonight that the president may sign the second stimulus package bill that's on his table. That is one series of reports. The president just sent out a tweet minutes ago saying great news is coming. I'm going live minutes just right here on the West Coast, and at the moment, no official announcement. This is generally a 30-minute recording, so sometime during the 30-minute recording, maybe we'll have the details. But thank you for joining for me on your second stimulus check and second stimulus update. A live recording right from the West Coast on Being a Mitch, our afternoon's recording, as the president sent out a tweet minutes ago. Says, good news, major development happening. Major news happening. Sounds like he owns a YouTube channel. But boy, what are the possibilities? I'll be going over them right now in this video, and shortly after that, I'll get to your unemployment assistance right away. The good news is potentially one of three things. One, the president signing the bill as written. That is what some reports are saying. Two, the president will sign the bill with the assurance that there's going to be an amendment thereafter to go to $2,000 stimulus check. There was talk about that, where you sign the bill and then they also amend it after the fact, which is also really good news. You get promises that they're going to do an amendment. We have already seen that. I'll explain how that would work in a second. And then the third version is the good news is that he's going to veto it, and that vetoing it is setting it up to get overridden. But, you know, that's sort of a reverse way to think about good news. So let me go over all those scenarios with you, and let me get to the details. One, a new series of reports are claiming that the president will sign the bill as written, and then other reports are saying he won't sign the bill as written. Earlier today, the president made very clear that he was not going to be signing the bill. A new report out from Politico tonight say the president has not changed his position on the $2,000 stimulus check for adults, has not changed. But other reports are saying the president will sign, that he will ultimately sign the bill. There has been a lot of pushing upon him to sign it as written. The question is whether he's going to sign it as written or sign it as written with an add-on. I believe he's going to be signing it as written with an add-on. Earlier today, we had sort of a first indication of what this add-on, how this would work. And Bernie Sanders actually was the person who gave us the messaging. It basically is sign the bill, and then we will come back and then do it by amendment. He did not tweet that he was going to sign it. It's one of these things. What is he tweeting? He says, good news coming. That doesn't mean he did not tweet, I'm signing it at the time of this recording. Now, let's make a deal. You and me, let's make a deal. The deal is, I just went live, and that if he does tweet something during this recording, post a copy of the tweet in the recording, but don't paraphrase it, because that just causes confusion for everyone, especially for the host that's live on the channel for a 30-minute recording. He tweeted, good news is coming. He didn't tweet he's signing the bill. The reports say he's not signing the bill, and other reports say he is signing the bill. There are some reports, and this is where I think it's going to land. I think he's going to sign the bill with the assurance that there's going to be an amendment. Let me go over what Bernie Sanders said earlier today. That sign the bill, Mr. President, and then immediately Monday and Tuesday, we can pass a $2,000 direct payment to the working families of the country. Basically, sign the bill, and then we can do an amendment. How does this work? Basically, oh my goodness. He just tweeted live ago he signed the bill. So why don't we do this? It's one of those days. He just signed it. Okay, so he just signed it. Well, if in the Instagram room, let's see who's in the Instagram room. I mean, this is the wonderful wonders of a live recording. Terry, did he sign the bill? Dreamweaver, did he sign the bill? Sean, did he sign the bill? Did he just tweet that he signed the bill? What did he just tweet? 4 minutes of this recording. The moment I go into the recording, people start saying he tweeted something. Why don't you post what he tweeted? Post what he tweeted. Don't punk the host. No one likes to punk the host. Post. Let's go see. Let me go see what he tweeted. I'm so confused now. Yeah, you're confused because it's called punk the host. What did he tweet? Yeah, that's exactly what the host is asking. If the president tweeted that he signed it, why don't you post the tweet? Otherwise, don't punk the host because you're wasting a whole entire recording. He didn't tweet anything new, says Michelle. Thank you. Vincent, he didn't tweet anything. He didn't tweet anything. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Ultimately I go with my gut reaction and then I back up. He tweeted to stay for a second term. Yeah, he did not tweet. He signed it, people. I sometimes wonder if people sort of read words into everything. By the way, I'm wearing a purple shirt. So I'm going to tell you it's a purple shirt and repeat after me it's a purple shirt because it's not a purple shirt. But if you repeat it to me, then you'll presume it's a purple shirt. Lord. What's happening right now is the president's trying to decide what to do. And that what's important to understand is that he has several options. Sign it, not veto it, not sign it, or sign it with the presumption that there's going to be an amendment shortly thereafter. I believe that's one of the real big possibilities. He could sign it on the assurances that the House and the Senate will do an amendment and he will sign the amendment. How does that work? Let me explain basically. He would basically take the bill and do an amendment and agree to an amendment. The amendment would be introduced by the House, send it over to the Senate, and come back to the President. The amendment would be 1 page long and would basically say, hi, I'm changing the $600 stimulus check item from $600 to $2,000. Very, very simple. I don't see nothing. Yeah, of course there's nothing. It's just a lot of punking. There's nothing worse than punking the host. But if you're not punking the host, the only thing that's worse about that is people interpreting words and thinking make things confusing. The president has not yet signed the bill. The president sent a message out minutes ago that good news is coming. Good news is coming. Good news is coming because they're bringing back the Partridge Family. Good news is coming because McRib is now available nationwide. I mean, what is the good news? It sounds like he owns a YouTube channel. But some viewers thought that the good news was that he had tweeted that he had signed the bill. He did not tweet that he signed the bill. But we all love a good laugh, and I do too. So what's happened to the Partridge Family? I don't know if that's good news. The Partridge Family is coming back. McRib coming back. That's delicious. That's delicious. Good news. At the 10-minute mark, I'll have an update for you about where we are, and then I will be getting to your unemployment benefits. What's important to understand is that the president does not have support for $2,000 stimulus check for children, which is totally insane. No one is going to do $2,000 stimulus check for children at this time of the game. If they were going to do this, they would have worked on it for the last 9 months. No one has ever heard a stimulus check for a child more than $500. And so $2,000 was a threat. Was a threat that he's going to keep on going higher. And that threat worked. As you're going to see on Evenings LA coming up after this recording, I'm going to explain how the $2,000 threat for children worked. Because it basically said, you don't do it, I'm going to keep on going higher. Well, before this recording, minutes ago, the problem creators did something. Guess what they wrote? A press release. That's all they do. Press releases with the beautiful logo. The gorgeous logo that goes like that and like that. It's sort of like their opinions. Goes up and goes down. The problem creators issued a press release and said, Mr. President, sign the bill or veto it. Veto the bill so we can decide what we want to do. It was basically prodding the president to veto it. Why? Let me explain this right now. The bill is veto proof. Why is it veto proof? And what is veto proof? Veto proof is veto, V-E-T-O, not V-I-T-O, not Vito Corleone proof. It's veto proof, V-E-T-O. This is not Goodfellas. Veto proof means that if the president vetoed the bill, then it would go back to the Senate and House to decide whether they want to override the veto. And because enough votes were in favor of the bill, then they can override the veto by revoting again. It's as simple as that. Would they override the veto? Yes. Could they get enough votes to override the veto? Yes. Do they want him to override the veto? Apparently the problem creators want to. Now, Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to override the veto. Nancy Pelosi wants to do an amendment, and that's what she's going to do on Tuesday. But Bernie Sanders' comment was the best. And now at the 10-minute mark, let me give you an update where you are. There's now 1,000 people in the room. And the good news is there's still no McRib for me. You didn't bring me any McRib. The good news, if you're joining me live on the West, live right now, this is Afternoons LA, and this is being a Mitch. Your live update on Afternoons LA following Check, and Purple Power Live. It should be Purple Power. On Purple, you saw an 8th month anniversary throwback that shows the spirit of this channel, pushing to get money wherever possible. That was followed by a third stimulus check and third stimulus package. And your big update tonight is that minutes ago, the president sent out a tweet. The tweet said, big news coming. News at 11. That's basically what the tweet said. Big news coming. Okay, sounds like he owns a YouTube channel. Great news. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Sounds like he owns a YouTube channel. And that was it. That's all that he basically said. So what is the great news? My prediction is the great news will be either he's going to sign the bill with the promise of an amendment or something along a version of that. How does that work? Signing the bill with an amendment would mean that he had got an agreement from the Republicans and Democrats that they're going to do an amendment on Monday or Tuesday to change the stimulus check bill from 600 to 2,000, and that they're going to get that done, and that he's going to sign the bill accordingly and carry it to Monday or Tuesday. Now, there's other options. There's other options of what might be great news. The great news may be he's going to do a stopgap for 2 more days to get this worked out. The other great news is maybe he's just going to wait for them to just amend the bill altogether and not sign this one and carry it out. I don't think he's going to veto it. The problem creators want him to veto the bill. I don't think he's going to veto the bill. That doesn't make any sense because that just sets him up for failure, and that's not along the permutations. And with that, let me go to your unemployment assistance questions. There we are. Unemployment assistance questions. PUA and UI are big issues today because PUC, and PUA expired. So what are some of the questions you're going to confront? Do I certify for benefits? How do I certify for benefits? What's going to happen next week? What about my state's extended benefits? So if your state has extended weeks of benefits, you're really in a good position. If your state has done extended weeks of benefits, so someone just said Minnesota extended weeks of benefits, great news for Minnesota. If your state has provided extra weeks of, has done extended weeks of benefits, you're in a great situation. So you can sleep easier at night. If your state has not done extended weeks of benefits, they may still do it. If you have questions about unemployment, start dropping them on the screen and I'll answer them right now. Washington State is giving us extra weeks of benefits. Wonderful. And you said so Instagram, we're simulcasting the Instagram room. Someone in Instagram says Washington's giving you extra weeks of benefits as PUA. Are they still calling it PUA or are they calling it something else? This is a question back from Mill. New York is doing extra weeks of benefits. If you're just joining the room, I'll have another update for you shortly on your second stimulus check. Tamales began trending the other day. Now McRib will. Yes, McRib is going to start trending because of this channel. My UI told me to keep filing weekly. Wonderful. And so did your UI just stop and now, or is your UI still active? Here in Tennessee. Good. If my weekly portal was different today, does that mean maybe that PUA is going to be doing something? I don't know, but either your state has extra weeks of benefits or it doesn't. It's as simple as that. I was told today for the unemployment office, I don't know I didn't see the first part of the sentence. What about the free pizza? There is no free pizza. But did you bring me bacon? If you're wondering what happened, I'll have an update for you at the 15-minute mark. The president has not signed the bill. Please stop sending a fake narrative in the room. It doesn't help other people. And cows have flown. Cows are flying right now. California is weak. I know, Pablo. I believe California is going to do extra weeks of benefits. Massachusetts is starting PPP for small businesses. I didn't see what that's at. Um, can I get some stimulus in California? Boy, the comments are coming in really fast. I can't even read them now. California extra week. California has not extended the weeks of benefits. Let me explain. There's the initial weeks of extended benefits that states did in the spring. And then there's the extended weeks of benefits starting now. So it's sort of a little bit different. California, I currently have a 13-week extension, so I have 5 weeks left. Yeah, so this is a great comment by Aaron in the IG room. Some states did extra weeks of benefits in the spring, and so you may have some extra UI weeks. What I'm referring to is states that never did extra weeks of benefits. Yeah, New Jersey gave you 20 weeks of extra benefits, absolutely. Um, Massachusetts is starting a PPP next week for small businesses. Oh, great, wonderful. Um, Maybe they'll punk the president though. Oh, and I locked the Instagram room. Okay, there we go. Um, what about Florida? I heard from viewers that Florida was doing extra weeks of benefits. I don't know, is that true? Does anyone know about Florida? I heard that Florida was doing extra weeks of benefits. It's a purple shirt. Yeah, it's a purple shirt. And I signed the bill. I signed the bill for the president. So, is Mississippi doing rent stimulus? They are doing rent stimulus. Tune into Purple Power Live tonight. I'll go over all that for you. New York doing extra weeks. New York is doing extra weeks for Tabitha. Yes, absolutely. Illinois is doing extra weeks for Kamala. Yeah, actually, Illinois is doing extra weeks of benefits. I don't know about Texas. I think Texas is doing extra weeks. I think Arizona's extra weeks has begun, says John. We'll find out when I'm logged into the Florida portal, says Matt. Nick in the Instagram room says Pennsylvania is giving 13 extra weeks. And now at the 15-minute mark, let me give you an update where we are on your second stimulus check and second stimulus package. The president is promising good news, but what is the good news? The president tonight has not signed the second stimulus check bill. That is just people giving wishful thought to a series of words that he posted in a tweet. The president, much like he loves to do, is creating a eventful, stay tuned, tune in tonight at 8:38 p.m., same bat channel, same bat chime, creating a sort of cliffhanger event for a reality TV event that people really just don't want to participate in. They want to see whether he's signing the stimulus check bill or not signing the stimulus check bill. The president has a series of choices tonight. Not sign, sign, or sign on the hope that an amendment is going to be done that after he signs it. There's two ways to do an amendment. You can do an amendment after it becomes law, or you can do an amendment before it becomes law. And the president is sort of debating these different choices. The problem creators, early minutes before this recording, urged the president to veto the bill. The reason why is very simple. They want to override the veto and give you a $600 stimulus check and call it a day. Remember, the problem creators originally were going to give you no stimulus check, and those people are trying to bet that that's the possibility. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think the president's going to veto the bill. But there's a lot of stuff that could happen. The president could sign the bill on the promise that an amendment is going to be done shortly thereafter. We saw words of that sort earlier today. Bernie Sanders, appearing on ABC's this morning, talked about the ability for the president to sign the bill and then for the Congress to then amend it after the fact. Sign the bill, Mr. President, then immediately Monday, Tuesday, we could pass a $2,000 direct payment to the working family of this country. Now, you can interpret Sanders' statements two different ways. One, he could say, okay, give them $600 and then also give them $2,000. But I think what Sanders meant was, we'll do the amendment on Monday or Tuesday. Now, the alternative is for the president to do nothing, and then Nancy Pelosi will do what she's prepared to do on Tuesday, do an amendment. The amendment I've been detailing, you're going to see me detail on Evenings LA coming up right after this. The amendment is very easy, and I think it's going to get passed, and the president's going to sign it. Everything else seems too convoluted, too complicated, and I just don't see it going from point A to point B. If he signs it, I don't think they'll pass the $2,000 bill. It says Azisa. in the Instagram room. I think that's a great point. I think that's a really great point. If you're in the chat and you're in the chat, and if you see a tweet, post the tweet in the room. Otherwise, don't post fake narratives. It's really it's very confusing and it's very hard. But there you go. Meantime, what's important to understand is that once the bill is signed, then you get your UI and PUA activated that moment, and your FPUC activated as well. And that is what happens. With that, any questions about UI and PUA and FPUC? Trump needs to wait to the amendment, says Hugh. Amen. Paul asked a very good question. You know, when you go live for a 30-minute video, then everything is possible. And with that, thank you for joining me on Being the Mitch. I'll see you next on Evening's Check. Thank you for your time. And for those of you, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, I'll see you on Purple Power Live. Take care.